You're listening to the Small Business Accelerator podcast, accelerating success, one founder at a time.
With your hosts, Roger Bryant and Sarah Wilson.
We support small business owners, the little guys. We're here to help you win in today's landscape.
Join us each week as we reveal powerful strategies for small business owners that save you time and money.
Because we believe every small business owner should have access to Fortune 500 style strategies without breaking the bank.
Subscribe now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to accelerate your small business success. Welcome in, everyone, to another deep dive. This time, we're going to be diving into the world of recurring revenue.
Oh, yeah, a fascinating topic.
And we've got some really interesting material to work with for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We've got excerpts from The Secret to Recurring Revenue, Automate Your Subscriptions, and a course description for automations made easy.
Very cool.
So we're going to be covering everything from the different types of recurring revenue models to the actual nitty-gritty of making it work.
Yeah. And what I think is particularly interesting is that recurring revenue models aren't just for tech companies anymore.
Right.
We're seeing it pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
From luxury chocolate brands like Toak offering subscription boxes.
Oh, wow.
To healthcare providers streamlining patient payments.
Yeah, it's definitely not your grandma's business model anymore. But I think before we jump in,
Yeah.
let's make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay.
When we say recurring revenue, what exactly do we mean?
Well, at its core, recurring revenue is about generating predictable and consistent income by providing ongoing access to a product or service.
Okay.
Instead of relying on those one-time purchases, businesses create systems where customers pay regularly.
Yeah.
Whether it's monthly, annually, or even based on usage.
Gotcha. So it's about creating that steady flow of income.
Right.
Kind of like a river flowing to your business.
Precisely.
But our sources suggest it's much more than just a cash flow strategy.
Oh, absolutely. It's about building a different kind of relationship with your customers.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from transactional interactions to ongoing engagement where you're constantly providing value and nurturing that connection.
So instead of just making a sale and moving on,
Yeah,
you're investing in that long-term relationship.
exactly. And just like in any good relationship, communication is key.
Oh.
Recurring revenue models thrive on feedback loops where you're constantly learning from your customers, adapting your offerings and exceeding those expectations.
So you're not just setting up a subscription and forgetting about it.
Right.
It's about actively listening to those customer needs and evolving with them.
Precisely. And one of the first steps in building a successful recurring revenue model is actually choosing the right type for your business.
Okay.
And the secret to recurring revenue dives into a surprising variety of models.
Yeah.
It's not just about subscriptions anymore.
This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm familiar with the classic subscription model like, Netflix or Spotify. But what other options are out there?
Well, you mentioned Toak chocolate earlier.
Right.
And they've actually successfully implemented a membership model where customers receive exclusive perks,
Oh, wow.
limited edition releases,
Cool.
and even invitations to virtual chocolate tastings.
So it's about creating that sense of community,
Right.
exclusivity,
Yeah,
making customers feel like they're part of something special.
precisely. And then you have models like renting or leasing, which are gaining popularity in various industries.
Oh, yeah.
Think of things like car subscriptions or equipment rentals, where customers get access without the burden of ownership.
It's like the sharing economy
Yeah.
applied to business.
Exact.
And that brings to mind another example from our sources, the membership website model.
Yes.
It seems like online courses and digital content libraries are exploding right now.
Absolutely. Platforms like Masterclass and Skillshare have tapped into that thirst for knowledge
Right.
and created thriving recurring revenue streams by offering access to premium content and expert instruction.
Yeah, it's like having a university at your fingertips with new courses and content being added all the time.
Exactly.
And for businesses, it's a fantastic way to monetize their expertise and build a loyal following.
Absolutely. And the beauty of recurring revenue is that you can even blend different models to create a hybrid approach.
Okay.
So imagine an e-commerce store that offers both one-time purchases and a subscription box option
Gotcha.
for their most popular products.
Okay, so you're giving customers choice and flexibility
Right.
while still creating that recurring revenue stream.
Exactly. You get to have your cake and eat it too.
I like it. But let's face it, the allure of recurring revenue goes beyond just stability and flexibility. There's got to be more to it, right?
Absolutely. One of the most significant yet often overlooked benefits is the ability to enhance customer relationships.
Okay.
Think about it.
Oh.
When you have a recurring revenue model, you're not just making a single sale,
Right.
you're entering into an ongoing partnership with your customers.
Okay, so instead of constantly hunting for new customers,
Yeah,
you're focusing on nurturing the ones you already have.
exactly.
It's about building loyalty and turning them into like brand advocates.
Precisely. And that shift in focus has a ripple effect throughout your business.
Okay.
When you prioritize customer relationships, you're naturally incentivized to provide exceptional support, gather feedback, and constantly improve your offerings.
So it creates like a positive feedback loop.
Right.
Happy customers lead to more revenue, which fuels further improvements and ultimately even happier customers.
Precisely. It's a virtuous cycle that benefits both the business and the customer.
I like it.
And as our source highlights, this approach also leads to greater operational efficiency.
Okay.
When you have a system in place for recurring billing and renewals, you're streamlining those processes and freeing up valuable time and resources.
That makes sense. It's like automating those tedious administrative tasks so you can focus on the more strategic aspects of your business.
Exactly. And that efficiency also extends to your financial management.
Okay.
With recurring revenue, you can more accurately forecast your income, which allows you to make smarter decisions about investments, expansion, and even new product development.
It's like having a clearer view of your financial future.
Yeah.
Which gives you more confidence to take risks and pursue those ambitious goals.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the resilience that recurring revenue builds into your business.
Okay.
In today's unpredictable economic climate, having that consistent income stream can be a lifesaver.
It's like having a financial safety net built right into your business model.
Precisely.
It allows you to weather those economic storms and emerge even stronger on the other side.
Exactly. And this stability also makes your business more attractive to investors. They love to see predictable revenue streams because it reduces their risk and increases the likelihood of a solid return on their investment.
So it's not just about the day-to-day operations.
Right.
Recurring revenue can actually impact the long-term growth and scalability of your business.
Absolutely. It provides a solid foundation for expansion, whether you're looking to hire more employees, launch new products, or even expand into new markets.
It sounds like recurring revenue is a bit of a game changer.
Yeah.
It's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about creating a more sustainable, resilient, and customer-centric business.
Exactly. And as we delve deeper into our deep dive, we'll explore the practical strategies and tools that can help you make recurring revenue work for your unique business needs.
Sounds good. Okay, so it seems like recurring revenue has a lot to offer
Yeah.
for businesses looking to grow and thrive. But I imagine it's not without its challenges.
You're absolutely right. No business model is perfect.
Right.
And recurring revenue definitely comes with its own set of challenges. Perhaps the most significant one, as highlighted in the secret to recurring revenue, is customer churn.
Ah, yes. The dreaded churn.
Exactly.
For those who may not be familiar, churn refers to the rate at which customers cancel their subscriptions.
Right.
It's like a constant battle
It
for
is.
businesses with recurring revenue models.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
High churn rates can quickly erode your revenue and make it very difficult to achieve sustainable growth.
Yeah. It's like you're constantly trying to fill a leaky bucket, but, the water's just pouring out the other side.
Exactly. Understanding the reasons behind churn is crucial for implementing effective retention strategies.
So it's not just about plugging the leaky bucket.
Right.
It's about figuring out why the bucket is leaking in the first place.
Precisely. What are some of the common culprits behind customer churn?
Well, it could be a multitude of factors.
Sure.
Sometimes it's as simple as customers, finding a better deal or switching to a competitor.
Yeah.
But other times it's more complex,
Right.
like dissatisfaction with the product or service, poor customer support,
Yeah.
or even just a change in the customer's needs or circumstances.
Absolutely. It's like trying to solve a puzzle.
Okay.
You need to gather all the pieces, analyze the patterns, and identify the underlying causes before you can effectively address the issue.
So you got to be a detective.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so how do we go about gathering those clues?
Well, that's where those feedback loops we discussed earlier become so crucial.
Okay.
Regularly soliciting customer feedback, analyzing usage data,
Yeah.
and closely monitoring industry trends
Okay.
can provide valuable insights into those potential churn triggers.
So instead of waiting for customers to leave,
Right.
we're actively looking for signs of potential churn and trying to address those issues
Exactly.
before they become like a bigger problem.
Precisely. And this proactive approach extends to your overall customer experience.
Okay.
Delivering consistent value is absolutely paramount in a recurring revenue model.
Yeah.
You can't just rest on your laurels.
Right.
You need to constantly innovate, improve, and exceed your customers' expectations.
I can see how that would be crucial in a world where customers have so many choices.
Yeah,
You need to give them a compelling reason to stick around.
absolutely.
But how do you actually go about delivering that continuous value?
It's a multifaceted approach.
Right.
But first and foremost, it's about truly understanding your customers, their needs, and their pain points.
Okay.
This involved conducting thorough market research, creating detailed buyer personas,
Right.
and constantly analyzing customer feedback and usage data.
So you're not just creating a great product.
Yeah.
It's about creating a great experience
Right.
that's tailored to your target audience.
Exactly. And once you have a deep understanding of your customers,
Okay.
you can start to personalize their experience.
Okay. How do you do that?
This could involve offering tailored recommendations, providing customized support options,
Okay.
or even creating personalized content or communications.
So it's about making customers feel seen and valued.
Exactly. Not just like another number in your database.
I like that. And as your business grows and evolves,
Yeah.
your offerings should too, right?
Absolutely. Constantly exploring new features, expanding into new markets, and even partnering with other businesses can provide those fresh opportunities
Yeah.
to deliver value and keep your customers engaged.
It's like you're constantly reminding your customers why they chose you in the first place.
Right.
And giving them new reasons to stay.
Exactly.
But let's be realistic for a second. Even with like the best intentions and efforts, churn is inevitable to some degree.
You're right. Some churn is unavoidable.
So how do you like mitigate the impact of those inevitable losses? You can minimize its impact by focusing on customer lifetime value.
Okay.
It's not just about acquiring new customers.
Yeah.
It's about maximizing the value you extract from each customer relationship over its entire lifespan.
Okay, so it's about shifting from like a transactional mindset to a more long-term relationship approach.
Precisely.
How do you actually go about increasing customer lifetime value, though?
One effective strategy is to create a customer loyalty program.
Okay.
This could involve offering rewards, exclusive perks, or early access to new features for long-term subscribers.
So it's like rewarding those loyal customers for their continued business.
Exactly.
Giving them a reason to stick around even longer.
Precisely. What other strategies are there?
Well, another powerful tactic is to offer upsells and cross-sells.
Oh, yeah.
By understanding your customers' needs and preferences, you can strategically offer them additional products or services that complement their existing subscriptions. Exactly. It's like creating a natural progression within your offerings where customers can seamlessly upgrade or expand their experience as their needs evolve.
I like it. But this brings to mind another challenge mentioned in our source pricing strategy.
Yes.
How do you find that sweet spot that balances customer value with profitability?
Pricing is a critical aspect of any business,
Right.
but it becomes even more complex in a recurring revenue model. You need to carefully consider your costs, your value proposition, and your competitors' pricing strategies to determine a price point that is both attractive to customers and sustainable for your business.
Yeah, it's like walking a tightrope.
It is.
You don't want to price yourself out of the market,
Right.
but you also don't want to undervalue your offerings.
Exactly.
So what are some of the pricing models businesses can consider?
There are several approaches, each with their pros and cons.
Okay.
You have the flat subscription model, where customers pay a fixed fee for access to a set of features or services.
Okay.
Then there's tiered pricing,
Yeah.
where customers choose from different tiers based on their needs and budget.
Gotcha.
And then there's usage-based pricing, where customers pay based on how much they use the product or service.
Okay. So there's quite a bit of flexibility
That's
in
the
how
thing.
you structure your pricing.
Right.
Oh.
It's about finding the model that best aligns with your business goals and your customers' expectations.
Makes sense. And as with any aspect of recurring revenue, communication is key.
Oh, absolutely.
Clearly articulating your pricing structure, the value proposition of each tier or plan,
Yeah.
and any potential usage limits can go a long way in preventing customer frustration and churn.
It's all about transparency.
Right. It's about building that trust with your customers and ensuring they feel confident in their decision.
Exactly. And this transparency extends to managing customer expectations in general.
Okay.
In a recurring revenue model, customers expect consistent service, timely updates, and readily available support.
Yeah.
Failing to meet those expectations can lead to dissatisfaction and ultimately churn.
So it's about setting clear expectations from the outset.
Right.
And then consistently delivering on those promises.
Exactly.
But how can businesses ensure they're meeting those expectations
Yeah.
and creating a positive customer experience?
One crucial aspect is providing exceptional customer support.
Okay.
This could involve offering multiple support channels,
Like what?
such as email, phone, and live chat,
Gotcha.
as well as creating a comprehensive knowledge base or FAQ section to address common questions or issues.
So it's about being there for your customers when they need you, making it easy for them to get the help they need.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of proactive communication.
Okay.
Regularly updating customers about new features, product improvements, or even planned downtime
Yeah.
can go a long way in building trust and transparency.
So it's about keeping customers informed,
Right.
engaged, making them feel like they're part of the journey.
Precisely. And as your business expands internationally, you'll need to navigate the complex world of global compliance.
Okay.
This involves understanding and adhering to different regulations, tax laws, and even cultural norms in each market you operate in.
That sounds pretty daunting.
It can be. But fortunately, there are tools and resources available to help.
Okay.
Building a platforms designed for international businesses can simplify global compliance by automatically calculating taxes, handling currency conversions, and ensuring you're adhering to those local regulations.
So it's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Speaking of working smarter, our second source, Automations Made Easy,
Yes,
seems to offer some valuable insights into streamlining those recurring revenue processes.
it does.
But before we delve into that, I'd love to hear about some real-world examples of businesses that are doing recurring revenue, right?
Okay.
You know, our sources mention a few intriguing case studies.
Absolutely. Let's start with Toak Chocolate,
Okay.
which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
They've created a thriving membership model that goes beyond simply selling chocolate. It's about cultivating a community of passionate chocolate enthusiasts who value the brand's commitment to quality, sustainability, and ethical sourcing.
So it's not just about the product itself.
Right.
It's about the story,
Yeah.
the experience, the values that the brand represents.
Exactly.
How does TOAC actually leverage this membership model to enhance those aspects?
They offer a variety of membership tiers,
Okay.
each with its own set of perks and benefits.
Okay.
Members receive regular shipments of exclusive chocolate bars,
Wow.
access to limited edition releases, invitations to virtual chocolate tastings with the founders, and even opportunities to visit their cacao farm in Ecuador.
So they've created a whole ecosystem
Yeah.
around their brand,
Exactly.
offering like a truly immersive and personalized experience
Yeah,
for the most loyal customers.
precisely.
Yeah.
And this approach has paid off handsomely. They've achieved impressive customer retention rates and built a strong brand reputation as a leader in the luxury chocolate market.
It's a great example of how a well-executed recurring revenue model can really transform a business from simply selling a product to creating like a memorable and lasting brand experience.
Absolutely. And it's not just limited to niche markets like luxury chocolate.
Right.
Our sources also highlight a case study from the telecommunications industry,
Interesting.
a sector known for its fierce competition and high churn rates.
That's a tough market to crack.
It is. How did this particular company manage to stand out and reduce churn?
They implemented a sophisticated system that uses predictive analytics
Interesting.
to identify customers who are at risk of churning.
Wow.
By analyzing various data points such as usage patterns, billing history, and customer support interactions, they can predict which customers are most likely to cancel their subscriptions.
So it's like having a crystal ball
Yeah.
that allows them to see into the future
A little bit.
of their customer relationships. What do they do with these predictions, though?
Well, do they just like accept the inevitable churn?
Not at all. They use this information to proactively intervene and address potential issues before they lead to churn.
So instead of just waiting for the customer to leave,
Right.
they're trying to get ahead of it
Exactly.
and figure out why they might be thinking about leaving.
Precisely. This could involve reaching out to customers with personalized offers,
Okay.
providing tailored support, or even simply checking in to ensure they're having a positive experience.
So it's about turning data into action
Yes.
and using those insights to create a more proactive and customer-centric approach.
Exactly. And this approach has yielded impressive results. They've significantly reduced their churn rate, increased customer lifetime value, and gained a competitive advantage in a challenging market.
Really?
Yeah. It's a testament to the power of data-driven decision-making and the importance of understanding the nuances of customer behavior
Right.
in a recurring revenue model. Our sources also mention a case study from the healthcare industry,
Okay.
a sector ripe for disruption and innovation.
Absolutely. What's happening in that space?
One company highlighted in our research has implemented intelligent automation to streamline patient subscriptions for various healthcare services.
Wow.
Instead of relying on manual processes and paperwork,
Huh.
they've digitized and automated everything, making it easier for patients to manage their subscriptions and for the company to track payments and ensure compliance.
So it's about leveraging technology
Right.
to improve efficiency, reduce errors, and ultimately provide a better experience
Exactly.
for both patients and staff.
Precisely. And this automation has led to a number of positive outcomes. They've seen increased revenue, improved patient satisfaction, and even enhanced treatment adherence as patients find it easier to manage their healthcare subscriptions.
Wow, that's incredible. Of course, we can't talk about recurring revenue without mentioning the pioneers of this model,
Right.
software and digital service giants like Salesforce.
Absolutely. What lessons can we learn from their success?
Salesforce is a classic case study in how to build a recurring revenue powerhouse.
Yep.
They've achieved remarkable growth and profitability by creating a comprehensive suite of cloud-based software solutions that cater to a wide range of business needs.
Yeah. But their success goes beyond just having a great product.
Okay.
They've also mastered the art of customer relationship management, building a loyal following through, exceptional support, constant innovation, and a strong community focus.
It's like they've created an ecosystem where customers feel supported,
Yeah,
engaged, and empowered to succeed.
right. And this approach has translated into incredibly high customer retention rates, a key metric for any business with a recurring revenue model.
Absolutely. Salesforce's success really underscores the importance of viewing recurring revenue,
Yeah.
not just as a financial strategy, but as a holistic approach
Right.
to building a sustainable and customer-centric business.
Precisely. It's about creating value, building trust, and fostering lasting relationships with your customers.
And as the sources point out,
Mm-hmm.
these efforts can have a significant impact on a business's valuation.
They can.
Why is that?
Well, investors love predictability.
Okay.
A business with a stable, recurring revenue stream is seen as a much safer bet than one relying on those unpredictable one-time sales.
Gotcha.
And this predictability makes the business more attractive to investors, which can lead to higher valuations and greater access to capital for growth and expansion.
So recurring revenue provides a solid foundation for building a valuable and successful business.
Absolutely. And these successful case studies are just the tip of the iceberg. The future of recurring revenue is brimming with even more exciting possibilities as new technologies, innovative business models, and evolving consumer preferences continue to shape the landscape.
Speaking of the future, our second source, Automations Made Easy,
Yes,
seems to offer a practical roadmap for navigating this evolving landscape.
it does. And what's interesting about this course is that it goes beyond simply teaching you how to automate tasks.
Okay.
It frames automation as a strategic advantage,
Interesting.
allowing you to free up time and mental energy to focus on the things that truly move the needle in your business.
They even claim you can actually outperform your competition with automation.
They do. How does that work?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
If you can automate those tedious, repetitive tasks,
Yeah.
you free up time and mental energy to focus on the things that truly move the needle in your business.
Right.
Things like developing innovative products, crafting compelling marketing campaigns,
Yeah.
and building deeper relationships with your customers.
Exactly. So it's not just about working faster.
Right.
It's about working smarter.
And that's where automation comes in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like having a virtual assistant who handles all the mundane tasks, freeing you up to focus on the strategic, creative, and high-impact aspects of your business.
It's like leveling the playing field, allowing smaller businesses and solopreneurs to compete with the big guys
Yeah.
who have like entire teams dedicated to these tasks.
Precisely. And Automations Made Easy seems to take a very practical, hands-on approach.
Okay.
They guide you through choosing the right automation tools, identifying tasks right for automation,
Yeah.
and designing those systems for maximum efficiency.
It's like they're holding your hand through the entire process.
Right.
Ensuring you're not just automating for the sake of automation,
Exactly.
but strategically implementing systems that truly benefit your business.
Precisely. And they even provide done-for-you templates, which can be a huge time saver.
Oh, wow.
It's like they've taken all the guesswork out of automation, providing you with a proven framework to get started quickly and effectively.
Okay. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by the prospect of setting up and managing all these recurring systems, This course might be the perfect solution.
Yeah.
It's about empowering you to take control of your time, streamline your operations, and ultimately achieve greater success with your recurring revenue model.
Absolutely.
Mm.
It's about working smarter, not harder, and automation is the key to unlocking that elusive balance.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful.
It has.
But before we get carried away with automating our entire lives,
Right.
I think it's important to take a step back and consider the broader implications of this shift towards recurring revenue.
Yeah.
It's more than just like a business trend.
It is.
It's a reflection of a larger societal shift, wouldn't you say?
I absolutely agree. It's fascinating to see how the recurring revenue model is not just transforming businesses, but also reshaping our relationship with consumption and ownership.
We've talked about everything from chocolate subscriptions to sophisticated churn prediction tools. It really does seem like recurring revenue is everywhere. But is it just a fad, or is this like a fundamental shift?
That's a great question, and one that has far-reaching implications. You know, we're moving away from a culture of ownership toward a culture of access. We subscribe to streaming services instead of buying CDs,
Right.
lease cars instead of purchasing them outright, and even rent clothes instead of owning a closet full of rarely worn items.
Yeah, it's like we're simplifying our lives, shedding those material possessions and prioritizing like experiences and convenience. I can definitely see the appeal.
Yeah.
But I also wonder about the potential downsides. Louis, sacrificing some level of control and ownership in this shift towards like subscription-based living.
That's a valid concern. When everything becomes a subscription, we become reliant on those service providers.
Right.
What happens if a service goes down or changes its terms or, increases its prices significantly? We might feel trapped.
Yeah.
Or at the mercy of these companies.
And there's the potential for subscription fatigue, too.
Oh, absolutely.
If we're constantly bombarded with offers for new subscriptions, from meal kits to meditation apps to pet grooming services,
right,
it can be overwhelming.
It can.
How do we avoid drowning in a sea of subscriptions?
That's where I think conscious consumption and mindful decision-making come in.
Okay.
It's about being selective, choosing subscriptions that truly align with our needs and values, and regularly evaluating whether those subscriptions are still serving us.
It's like spring cleaning for our subscriptions.
Exactly.
Got to make sure they're still adding value.
Right.
Not just draining our bank accounts, but focusing on the consumer side for a moment. Isn't this shift to recurring revenue beneficial for businesses too?
It certainly has the potential to be. For businesses, recurring revenue offers a path to greater stability, predictability, and customer loyalty. But it's not a magic bullet. It requires a shift in mindset and a commitment to building those lasting relationships with customers.
So it's not just about setting up a subscription service and watching the money roll in.
Exactly. What are some of the key considerations for businesses looking to succeed with recurring revenue models?
Well, first and foremost, it's about delivering exceptional value.
Yes.
Customers need to feel like they're getting more than just a product or service. They need to feel like they're part of a community, receiving personalized attention,
right,
and constantly benefiting from improvements and innovations.
It's about going above and beyond those basic expectations and creating a truly remarkable experience that keeps customers coming back for more.
I like that. Yeah. And this requires a deep understanding of your target audience,
Absolutely.
Their needs, and their pain points.
Businesses need to constantly gather feedback, analyze data, and adapt their offerings to ensure they're meeting those evolving needs.
So it's about being proactive, not reactive.
Right.
And constantly striving to improve and innovate.
Exactly. But with all this talk of recurring revenue and subscriptions, are we heading towards a future where everything is monetized on a monthly basis?
It's an interesting question.
It is. While the recurring revenue model is certainly gaining momentum, it's unlikely to completely replace those traditional business models. There will always be a place for one-time purchases, especially for like big ticket items or specialized services.
So it's about finding the right model for the right product or service and the right target audience.
Exactly. But as the lines between physical products and digital services continue to blur, I can definitely see how recurring revenue models might become even more prevalent.
That's true. And this raises some interesting ethical considerations.
It does.
For example, as more and more essential services like healthcare or education adopt recurring revenue models, we need to ensure that these models don't create barriers to access or exacerbate existing inequalities.
Absolutely. It's about using this model responsibly and ethically,
Right.
ensuring that it benefits both businesses and consumers in a fair and sustainable way.
And this responsibility extends to how businesses collect and use customer data.
Yes.
As recurring revenue models become more data-driven, it's crucial that businesses prioritize transparency, privacy, and ethical data practices.
Absolutely. It's about building trust with customers, not exploiting their data for profit.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of, cautious optimism.
Me too.
Recurring revenue has the potential to, revolutionize business and transform the way we consume.
Yeah.
But it's crucial that we approach it with a critical eye and a commitment to ethical practices.
I wholeheartedly agree. The future of recurring revenue is not predetermined. It's being shaped by the choices we make today. As consumers, we need to be mindful and discerning in our subscription decisions. As business leaders, we need to prioritize customer value, ethical practices, and sustainable growth.
So as we navigate this evolving landscape, let's remember that recurring revenue is a tool,
Yes.
a powerful one, no doubt. But ultimately, it's up to us to determine how we wield it and what kind of future we want to create.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring various facets of recurring revenue from its origins to its potential impact on business and society. But the real journey begins now.
It's time to take these insights, apply them to your own work and life, and be part of shaping the future of this dynamic and ever-evolving business model.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions, and perhaps even inspired a new idea or two.
And remember, the world of recurring revenue is constantly evolving, so stay curious, stay informed, and keep those conversations flowing. Thanks for tuning in to the Small Business Accelerator podcast.
We really hope today's strategies help you grow your business without breaking the bank.
Don't forget to check the show notes for links to resources we've handpicked for small business success.
If you found value in today's episode, it would make our day if you subscribed to the podcast and left us a review.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode. Next time, we'll reveal yet another game-changing strategy that's revolutionizing how small businesses on a shoestring budget take on giant corporations and accelerate their success.
Until then, keep accelerating your success.
This is Sarah Wilson.
And Roger Bryant, signing off.